Hello, and welcome to Region Locked. Anyone who's familiar with Nintendo's Mario knows that the plumber has a plethora of games under his belt. Since the franchise is well known and easy to sell, Nintendo uses Mario to experiment with different genres and any new ideas they might be cooking up. That's why when Super Nintendo was given a mouse peripheral in 1991, Mario was chosen to demonstrate the peripheral's capabilities in Mario Paint. Although many Westerners got to play Mario Paint, Nintendo created another mouse-based Mario game that never made it to the West, Mario and Wario. Before we go into why the game was never localized, let's take a look at the game itself. Mario and Wario follows the story of Mario and his friends exploring a magical forest. Their goal is to find a fairy which is said to bring happiness to those who meet it. Whilst in the woods trying to confirm the legend, Luigi gets lost from the group, and so they split up to try and find him. During the search, Wario drops a bucket from the sky which becomes stuck on Mario's head. Wanda, the magical fairy that Mario and his friends are searching for, decides to intervene and help them out. Unable to remove the bucket due to being too weak, Wanda takes it upon herself to help guide Mario and his friends through a series of puzzles to help reunite them with the lost Luigi. The gameplay revolves around using a mouse to control Wanda. Clicking on objects has Wanda interact with them, allowing the player to create safe passage for the characters. The main aim is to have them meet up with Luigi at the end of each stage, who has the strength to remove the bucket. Because of several key elements, the gameplay is often compared to the Mario vs Donkey Kong series. Characters walk forward on their own volition, so making sure they don't walk into danger is important. Each character has their own set speed, with Mario being faster than Peach and Yoshi being faster than Mario. The game includes a bonus stage at the end of each world where the player must use Wanda to hit Wario with a hammer. Each time Wario is hit, the player earns a coin. As you can see, there isn't a whole lot to this game that would make it particularly complicated to play, but levels do get progressively more difficult as time goes on. The game gradually introduces new blocks, includes additional enemies, and makes the levels more complex, requiring the player to multitask efficiently. Mario & Wario was designed by Pokemon creator Satoshi Tajiri and was developed by the team at Game Freak. This makes Mario & Wario the second title Game Freak ever created with Nintendo after Yoshi on the NES. Their next time developing for Nintendo would be for the renowned Pokemon games. In fact, Mario & Wario shares the same composer as Pokemon, Junichi Masuda. Many people also believe that the World 7 music of Mario & Wario sounds similar to the Route 24 and 25 track heard in the first generation of Pokemon games. Mario & Wario's imprint on the history of the Mario series is very small, and is very rarely mentioned in the West, if at all. The only references we could find in Western releases were in Super Smash Bros. Melee, Kirby Superstar, and Pokemon. In Melee, the description for the bucket trophy makes mention of the game and its goal. In Kirby, the bucket that falls on Mario's head is a collectible treasure, and in Pokemon Red and Blue, when examined, the Super Nintendo in the Copycat's house in Saffron City states the game on the screen shows Mario with a bucket on his head. This reference was even carried forward to the game's remakes Fire Red and Leaf Green. Bringing Mario and Wario to the West would have been a quick and easy process, as the game's text is already written entirely in English, so why was it never localized? The answer to why Mario and Wario never made it to the West may lie in the game's sales figures. The title sold relatively poorly in Japan. This was likely related to the underwhelming sales of Mario Paint, which also used the Super Nintendo mouse peripheral. Mario and Wario sold roughly 500,000 copies in Japan, over 200,000 less than Mario Paint in the region. To give some perspective, Super Mario World, which came out 3 years prior, sold 3.5 million units in Japan alone. Since the game required the SNES mouse to function, the game would also need to be sold at a higher price if it were bundled with the peripheral. In Japan, Mario & Wario was sold bundled with the mouse for 9,500 yen, which in 1993 was about $100 US. Since most SNES games were $50 at the time, this would have been a hard sell in the US market. Evidence shows that the game almost did receive a release outside of Japan, however. A preview for the game can be found in the September 1993 edition of Nintendo Power, which compared the game to Lemmings. Kellogg's cereal also ran a competition that showed the box art of Mario & Wario among its prizes, though within the entry form, no publishing date had been set, and the game simply had an estimated release of 1994. Since you're watching this video, you're probably into video games. If so, consider subscribing to Loot Crate's new service, Loot Gaming. Loot Gaming is a monthly subscription service that delivers a box of gaming goodies right to your door. The crates have a different theme each month, and all loot relates to that theme. November's theme is Mythic, and is packed with merch from Castlevania, Okami, Assassin's Creed, Dragon Age, and more. A subscription is less than $35 per month, and crates are guaranteed to have a value of $60 or more. And Loot Crate is offering DidYouKnowGaming viewers 10% off your subscription. So if you like original gaming collectibles and want to support DidYouKnowGaming and Region Locked, head over to lootcrate.com/DYKG3 and enter the code DYKG3 for 10% off any new subscription. You can get there by clicking the link below. Nintendo had another game that was never released on the Western market, which was also part of a popular series. Click here to check out our video covering the Japan exclusive Pokemon Trading Card 2 for the Game Boy. If you like this video, consider clicking that like button and maybe even subscribing to keep up with our future videos. Thanks to SNES Central for the information on the Kellogg's competition that ran for the game. We won't be live streaming any of Mario and Wario this time around, but do go ahead and follow us on Twitch anyway, so then you'll be notified when we're next online. Thanks very much, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Greg, not Greg apparently, just Greg. Have a great day.